Hey people, Kobe here. The world of Stalker 2 is quite dangerous, whether it's your fellow man, the local fauna, that's a lot of rats, or the random bits of anomalous glass. Of course it's in the woods. There are many ways to have your journey go poorly, and poor my journey did indeed go. To start off our story today, an omen took place when lightning struck within 5 feet of me. Now look, I don't believe in the occult, but I'm gonna keep it real, that is not a good sign. I'm traveling to a stash, so when I arrive, like any normal stalker, I leap for the treasure and broke my ankles. However, nothing that a little bit of morphine can't fix, and then I proceed to run away because some phenomena started chunking my health bar. Funnily enough, that was actually the Rostock checkpoint, and shortly after I run into another familiar place, which I just love about Stalker 2. There are many times you'll smile and giggle like a girl, maybe that's just me though, seeing the OG locations and characters. Wait, Scar, how the hell did you get out of Lemansk? Bro, you literally got a lobotomy. Sure, the entire map of Stalker 2 is literally turned to the left, but it's still nice to see how accurate the layout is 14 years later. Anyway, I called the stalker out on his bluff and went for a hush stash that I took for some reason, just for it to, surprise, be a scam. When I returned, he was nowhere to be seen. Now, his letter did tell me where he might be, but I also learned his name is Snag, which, funny enough, he is not supposed to be here. I made quite sure of that in Call of Pripyat. I storm a stronghold of bandit remnants, taking them out and climbing the concrete ruin to loot my bread. And as I'm storing my way through the building, collecting other stashes, I witnessed the power of God shine right before my eyes. Oh, it's gonna hit me. Before I descend into the basement where the local homeless man starts using Fent-controlled psionics against me, weaponizing Eastern armaments too, as well as my own. There is no greater horror than when your very own shotgun is stripped from your hand and you're forced to flee as it's firing 12 gauge at you. He's a prick. So glad you're stuck at a short 5'11". I come across 2 duty soldiers with their dead friend, the living ones focusing on the building. So I'm curious, and I go inside, search around because I thought I heard someone injured, when a group of freaking cats jumped us. And the resilience plus my poor aim kept us tense, due to my inability to quick save constantly. Also, they're not just any cat, they are pseudo-cats, because GSC added those, I guess. Imagine my fright when a single cat just morphs into multiple in close proximity. You know, I normally shoot you guys on principle, but I'm gonna let you live since you did help out. Appreciate it, my G's. After slamming enough alcohol to turn up the screen saturation, also because I was overweight, I make my way towards this flooded factory building, and as I cut through the swamp reeds and I dip into the water, I hear this. Oh, great. 2 bloodsuckers hooked up on every substance known to man as I'm in waist-high waters jumped me. But I am able to jump to safety, falling back towards the end of the catwalk until I'm just forced to tank the full might of their claws and blunt force trauma that rivals the combination of a father and his bottle of Jack. Thankfully, my Western firepower proved well enough to put them down, and afterwards, I reap my rewards. Okay, let's it off. Fuck. But as I jump down, the game crashes, and you bet it reset all my progress. Back to before I looted the stash. At least there was 1 bloodsucker. I can grab my box. God damn it. Hey man, I'm sorry to hear that you stepped on a landmine, but I must climb this Unreal Engine coded tower to receive some much needed ammo. It has one of the worst climbing animations I have ever seen in a $60 video game. Okay, this is looking pretty ominous. Alright, landmines. Now, the Monolithian questline is interesting, and sure, I have shelter, and maybe some traders, but they're not unlocked right now, and I am clearly not wanted here. But you literally called me over, my guy. They hit me so much that when I got done talking with one of the main quest guys, I forgot his name, I was walking my way out, and they sabotaged the makeshift bridge. God, it's not that deep, dudes. On the plus side, their questline is interesting, and you get to meet Strider once again. However, you do have to potentially get a bunch of radiation injected directly into your balls in order to meet him, but he is one of the more interesting characters of Pripyat, and I'm glad he reappeared. If you're having a hard time getting into Stalker 2, by the way, I recommend getting out of the lesser zone as soon as possible, and then just follow the main quest in the garbage until it leads you to this Monolithian conclave. Not only does the story start to pick up, but it will also lead you to Zatan and the Cordon, 2 loved and classic locations. Or just go towards Rostock in the Red Forest, since the entire world is opened once you leave the garbage. Don't worry about the dangers of the Red Forest, or the performance of Rostock. There are no frames here, in Ba Sing Se, my friend. I really hope no pale chimera jumps me. Sorry, I had to check. Gamma gave me PTSD. The Red Forest is actually quite pretty when the voices don't kick in, but that's okay, because you're only going to be stopped by a giant pack of pseudo-dogs that indefinitely respawn, out-tanking all their bites. swear to God, the Red Forest is safe. Go there at level 1. Go there as soon as you leave the Lesser Zone. It is safe. You will love it. Now, with minimal spoilers, I go to investigate another familiar area, but this quest giver inside was scared, his friend being quite insane in that membrane. So, I'm intrigued. However, based on the dialogue, it insinuates an additional reward if you don't ease the suffering of his brainwashed comrades. Oh, hey buddy. I'm up for the challenge. Had to sprint around and just have them hammer me with bullets, but thankfully, my medkits magically heal any bullets stuck in my flesh, except for this guy.
Do you have any ibuprofen?
Sorry buddy, I do not have any ibuprofen. So I went through this underground complex, avoiding the monolithians. You guys are making this very difficult. I'll leave you be, it's rude to stare. And tanking rounds before I hit their collision. So I was forced to maneuver into a corner and wait for the perfect moment to sprint. I engage in a boss fight with a controller who was way too tanky. Seriously, I have no idea how this or many of the other decisions in this game made it past playtesting. A balanced economy? Who heard of it? However, there's a problem. The zombified stalkers followed me. I turned a 1v1 into a 1v11, bullets shredding cover and supports as I desperately try to take pop shots. This being difficult when the fucker hides within the crowd, forcing me to constantly orient around the arena to see if I could get a shot off. That's not fair, you're literally psychic, you're cheating. Low on meds and in the open, I had no choice but to flee into this crack in the wall, staunching my wounds and looting for precious medkits as I've wasted my supply. Then a random loner jumped me, so I ran away. He despawned, by the way, right after this. And I fully dropped the mutant with my 100th mag dump. Thinking I saved them all, I slowly turn around and they're still zombified. The dude gave me the code to open up the stash. I open up the stash for my reward, and it's empty. Completely, aside from junk loot and a single rocket and 4 broken AKs. I did all this for nothing. Oh, I'm about to air this place out if there's no reward. These losers will suffice. After saving the dorks again, it was to my dismay that I learned, no, I misinterpreted the dialogue because I'm an idiot, and there wasn't a reward for keeping every zombie alive. That's cool, man, but I'm taking out my anger on your friends since you gave me a false sense of hope for a better reward. Hope you didn't like any of them. Anyway, I ran back down and just executed all of them with enough grenades and enough headshots that nicked me an achievement, which made me smile and feel happy about myself. I'm less fixated on the hell I just went through because now I feel accomplished for once in my life. Doesn't help that I will be broke upon returning to camp since all that bullet dodging left my armor shattered and my weapon basically scrap metal. However, despite there being a religious schism that I will avoid with all possibility, Strider gave me a sniper rifle because he's a G. Thanks, bro. Maybe things are finally looking bright. Oh, fuck you! I'm going to say it, this is the worst bridge I have ever crossed, and I hope you all get your brains fried once again. I really bring this psi emitter energy that the monolith really don't like. However, despite all these trials that I faced, I was able to get a new opportunity from Quiet, the local trader that robbed my stash. Don't think I forgot about that. As I'm traveling, I notice a familiar looking checkpoint, and clearing out the bandits there, I get an achievement somehow, and I had the feeling that I was on a path for greener pastures. This guy wasn't though. Oh shit. And after almost getting gored by boars, I took a vacation, taking out bandit filth. Okay, this gun sucks and my aim's bad. I'm gonna go with a ladder to avoid being bullied, and I explored the attic to find a Spaz 12 inside the roof of the said bandit base. My luck is already turning out for the better since I survived a day when the zone wanted to spit me out of its jaws. As I walk into all of my hardships, I approach the latest camp, and I remember that there's always some sense of reprieve if you just walk a little further. Oh, it's good to be back.